When I was in college, I spent several summers working as a staff person for Camp St. Christopher in South Carolina on the coast. I was the teacher for arts and crafts, God help me. And one afternoon I was sitting, why are you laughing just that hard? I did okay, and they didn't even have Pinterest back then, okay? But one afternoon, I was sitting on the boardwalk with a younger staff person who asked me this question. He said, how do you know when you're grown up? He said, when do you become an adult? And apparently, I had just referred to myself as a woman at the ripe old age of 19. And he wanted to know when he would become a man. Well, now you can point to biological changes that move us from childhood to adolescence to woman and manhood, but how do you really know that you have become an adult? Sometimes I still ask myself if I am as grown up as my driver's license says I am. I am tired of having to scroll through on the computer to look for my birth year. It's way down at the bottom. I used to say to some of our truly great 90-year-olds that we've had in our parish, and we've had some great older parishioners, people like Cynthia Taylor and Jack Swimmer and Mary Frances Tyson. And I would say to them, I want to be like you when I grow up. And all three of them, independent of one another, would say the exact same thing. But I haven't grown up yet. And in one sense, that was true. Each one of these marvelous people had a twinkle in their eye that said that they shared more in common with Peter Pan, the boy who would never grow up, than with most people. Well, Sarah, Jack, and Mary Frances now twinkle before the eternal presence of God. But I still wonder, what does it mean to grow up, to be an adult? And I am not alone in that questioning. It's a question we frequently ask, but no one asks it more urgently than our young people. When do I become an adult? We don't have any real rituals that mark that transition from childhood to adulthood. The markers aren't clear, which is one reason why there are so many accidents waiting to happen to our youth. This past Monday, I sat here with members of Boy Scout Troop 10 to try and fathom the unfathomable. One of their own, a 12-year-old, had taken his own life. I don't know what led up to that moment, but I know enough about the messiness of adolescence to suspect that he thought that the angst of being 12 was never going to end. He didn't know. He couldn't see the markers, he couldn't see the guardrails that would point him beyond the valley of the shadow of death into something far, far better. He also couldn't fathom the devastation that his death would cause, the lasting damage inflicted on those who loved him so dearly. That's not the first time I've had to walk with a group after such a death. I pray, God, it's the last. And it's because of God and you and our youth that we come here today to provide better markers, to be the guard rails, to be the guide rails that our teens need as they make this journey to adulthood. One symbol of the journey to adulthood is when you get your driver's license. Another is what we're doing here today with our Rite 13 service. Our Jewish brothers and sisters have it right when they have a bat mitzvah or a bar mitzvah. It's an acknowledgement that the participants are leaving childhood behind and are becoming adults. It's a lot easier than what the boys in Kenya used to have to do when they had to go out and kill a lion. Oh my God. Nathan, thank you that you don't have to do that. The lion thanks you, and I thank you. They don't have to do it either. Rite 13 follows the format of a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah, but we also follow Jesus in this journey. And the only story we have about Jesus from the time of his birth until the time of his public ministry is that story that I just read to you from Luke. Now, when I read it, Jesus seems to me like a typical teen. He is trying to get away from his parents for a while to be on his own. Sam Eldridge says that at that age, we want to be self-sufficient. We want to find our own direction as we pursue our dreams. We know it all and never ask for help. Isn't that how most of us approach adulthood? And you can see all of that at work in the story of Jesus in the temple. Wanting to be grown up and wowing his elders. I'm still waiting to grow up, and I am still waiting to wow the elders. His parents, however, and I hope you got a sense of this in the story, his parents are less than impressed. And can't you just hear them saying to Jesus, "What were you thinking?" Have you ever said that to your kids? What were you thinking? What made you think that was a great idea? My parents are still in my head. And I have a feeling that Mary and Joseph grounded Jesus for a month and took away the keys to the donkey. Mary still had much to teach him about compassion and reminding him, text home, let me know where you are, let me know what you're up to. Joseph wanted to finish passing on his skills as a carpenter to his son, saying, remember, remove your hand as you're cutting. That's kind of important. Jesus was growing up. He wasn't there yet, but he was growing up. His journey had begun, but it was only a beginning. Just like those who are gathered here today for Rite 13. And to our Rite 13 participants, I say welcome to the start of this journey. Like Jesus, you may yearn to be on your own. But we're here to say it's a beginning. It's a beginning. It'll happen. But let us walk with you a little further. Don't go it alone. We're here for you. We're your family. We're your friends. We're your church. That's what it means to be community. And we're a community who follow Jesus Christ as best we can. And we are here for you, just as Jesus is here for you. So my beloved, and you are my beloved, I've known some of you since birth. My beloved, you are not alone. It is not all up to you. You are going to find your way, and we are here to help you. In Jesus' name, amen.